Hello, good morning, welcome to the Plymouth Breakfast Show. Weather today, going to be a dry day, going to see some sunny spells as well with a high of 18 degrees Celsius. And if you're on the roads, no problems to report.
In May 2008, Britain's counter-terrorist agencies received a disturbing wake-up call.
Everywhere, Muslims are suffering at the hands of Britain, Israel and America. We are sick of taking all the brutality from you.
That May morning, a 22-year-old set off for Exeter. He was carrying soft drinks bottles filled with deadly chemicals, his mind full of hatred for those around him.
When you are getting drunk on Friday and Saturday night, your behaviour is worse than animals. You have sex in nightclub toilets. You urinate in shop doorways. It is unacceptable to Allah and the true religion, Islam.
His name was Nicky Riley. As he walked into Exeter city centre, he was bent on revenge and ready to become a suicide bomber. But long before that morning, police might have been able to stop Riley from translating his anger into murderous action. Their failure forced government to rethink its counter-terrorist policy. Growing up, there was nothing to suggest that Riley was anything other than a lonely child from a broken home with behavioural problems.
He was a lovely boy. He loved his family, but he was a little bit mixed up, a little bit of an outsider. Didn't quite fit in outside as a teenager.
It isn't a particularly happy family upbringing, and there's a real sense of anger towards those in authority. The police service, housing, other people. He suffered from Asperger's syndrome and other aspects of obsessive behaviour.
He had fads. He was taken in by a lot of things, and he would watch DVDs over and over again.
He became a bit of a loner, didn't actually engage particularly well with people within the area, and started to really identify with Islam. I suppose it felt to him that he would get help, support and friendship from within that community that he wasn't getting elsewhere.
It made him happy. The mosque welcomed him. He felt secure there, where he didn't get that outside the mosque, on the streets.
A white boy from a deprived estate in Plymouth, Riley discovered the world of violent jihad via the internet. In the privacy of his bedroom, he'd become obsessed with the 9/11 attacks on America. Did you know what he was doing on the internet?
Not at all, no. They're easy prey, they're easy target, especially if they're vulnerable. They're the easiest target for them all. Someone takes them under their wing, plants these extreme views into their heads, and just sets them on a different path for a disaster.
Soon he was chatting online to Muslim extremists thousands of miles away. Riley's new internet friends were in Pakistan, two in particular. They called themselves Adil and Huzaifa. Before long, they were encouraging him to become a martyr.
There were two main areas that he was speaking to them about. One was about potential targets for any attacks that he was planning, and talked about things like military bases, military sites, police station, market areas, that sort of thing. And the other aspect was he was seeking advice from them about the actual structure and makeup of the device he was intending to use.
Riley's mentors told him how to make a bomb. All the ingredients were on the shelves of his local hardware store. But the police did have an opportunity to put Riley under surveillance. In 2003, he told a psychiatrist that he wanted to become an Islamic martyr through an act of suicide terrorism. That ominous warning was passed on to the police. Did anybody talk to him? Any officer go and have a chat with him?
No, that was part of the threat assessment and the risk assessment that was taken, that it was felt that to actually physically approach him may well prompt him into doing something.
Did any of your officers go and talk to his mother?
Not as far as I'm aware, no. No.
What would have happened if the police had come and talked to you?
It would have been a different scenario if they did.
Why?
Because he wouldn't have done it. he wouldn't have done it. If the police came and spoke to him when he was having thoughts like that, that would have been enough for Nicky. He would have got a buzz from it, so to speak. And he would have been very paranoid. I would have been aware. My family would have intervened. It just would not have happened.
That morning in Exeter city centre, Riley was on CCTV, but nowhere on the police radar.
Our words are dead until we give them life with our blood.
Riley entered a restaurant packed with young families, a distorted view of jihad running through his head.
You kill one of my people, I kill one of yours.
Riley went into the toilet, unpacked his crude bomb and primed it as he'd been instructed by his mentors. But the bomb exploded prematurely.
If the device had been detonated properly, then it would have actually maimed and killed many people in that restaurant.
It was a cry for help. He just wanted to be recognised. Maybe he wasn't going to go that far if he got the attention that he needed. He was crying out for urgent attention, and he never got it.
Riley was blooded but unrepentant. He was later jailed for 18 years. The shockwaves reverberated across Britain. Counter-terrorist agencies had been looking for networks in big cities, not a white convert in the West Country.
It's very easy for us to say, looking back, and it's always the way with policing, why didn't you realise? Well, actually, the threat and the intelligence wasn't saying that the threat was coming from people like him. The thing that we have done is move very quickly to actually incorporate this type of profile, this type of event into future prevent thinking.
Nicky Riley shows what can happen when warnings aren't heeded.